is air? What do you already know about air? Okay, so the male said it's a gas. Um, when objects come to the atmosphere, that object starts to burn up. Interesting. Okay, oxygen, it helps us. Air is still wind. It's a gas. It's the stuff that we breathe. All right, go ahead and take a deep breath of air in and go ahead and let it out. Awesome. Yes, air helps you breathe. All right. So in a second, we're about to investigate our air experiment. Okay. So this is called a syringe. All right. You might have heard of syringes in hospitals, or if you get a shot in your arm, or they take your blood, they usually use a syringe. Okay. This top part of the syringe is called a plunger. All right. Not the plunger in your bathroom, but it's called a plunger because it pulls their air in or out. Okay. And so we're about to watch this investigation really quickly. And as you watch this investigation, you have two questions that you need to think about. Okay. What happens to the air in the syringe when you push the plunger? Okay. And then this says, what can air do? But we're going to go ahead and switch it in real time. And I'm going to switch up the question. And it's going to say, what do you notice about the air in the syringe when we push the plunger down? Okay, so these are the two questions that you're going to be thinking about as we watch this investigation live. All right, what are the two questions you're going to be thinking about? Who's so brave to unmute themselves and tell us? Let's see. Can I have Dakota Ellis? Go ahead and unmute. What are the two things you're going to be thinking about as you watch this investigation?
What happens in the air in the syringe, and what do you notice about the air in the syringe?
Awesome. Great. So let's go ahead and I see everybody in the chat who's also responded answering this question. All right. Great. So let's go ahead and get started. All right.
Mom.
Right. Great. So let's go ahead and get started. All right. Go ahead and let me know when you can see my screen. You should see a bunch of bubbles. All right. It looks like bubbles, but this is really air. Let me know if my screen looks too small. Let me know if this page looks a little too small for anybody. Okay. So Leda said it's just good. Kalani says you can see it. All right. All right. Braylon said. Awesome. Ebony, go ahead. All right. So remember, you're taking notes on what is happening, all right, when we push the syringe up, and what do you notice? So this blue thing is called a stopper or a plug, all right? So I'm going to add the stopper. I'm going to remove the stopper so we could just see what it looks like, all right? So I'm going to push it in, okay? And right now, these things are filling our syringe with air. These green bubbles, once again, they're air. All right. And I'm going to push the syringe out. Okay. Great. So now I'm going to add the stopper just so we can see what that looks like. Push out. I'm pushing. Okay. Now, I'm going to remove the stopper and I'm going to fill the syringe with air. Okay, I want to make sure there's enough air. I want to make sure there's enough air in there. All right, I'm going to add the stopper. Now I'm going to try to push the plunger in. Okay, let's see what happens. Whoa. What's happening to this piece of this like air right here. What do you think is happening? Please make sure you're recording this also in your notes. What do you think is happening as I'm pushing the syringe down? Oh wow. Kalani says not going all the way in. Sincere says it's cramped up. It's too much air. Who would like to unmute and tell me what they think is happening to my syringe? Oh, Dakota, I see that tall vertical hand. Can I please get somebody who I have not heard from that's telling me? Great, go ahead, Ajaya. Talk to me. What do you think is happening?
There is a lot of air in this room, so it can't go all the way down. Too much pressure.
Awesome. Let me get Alante. Go ahead and build. Alante, go ahead and build for me. What do you think is happening in the syringe? I see you, Graylin. I see you, Demel. I see you, Norman. I see you too. I see you, Ariana Bryant. I see you, Samaya. All right. Let's go, Graylin. What you notice is happening?
So what I notice is happening is whenever the plunger is trying to push all the way, the stopper is stopping all the air from coming out.
Awesome. Now I want to ask a deeper question, okay? Why do you think if air is something that we can't see, okay? Why do we think that is stopping the plunger from just going all the way down? If air is something that you can't see, why do you think that this is happening? Dakota, I see you, and you are definitely getting these PBIS points. Keep raising your hand, keep volunteering. All right, but let's go, Demel. Why do you think this is happening?
It's happening because the air is coming back in this range.
Okay. All right, interesting. So today, as scientists, it's going to be our job to figure out why that's happening. Okay, so let me go ahead and make my screen and separate my screen one more time. All right. And so let's just talk about some observations, okay? What are some things that you observe? It could be anything. What are some things that you observe? Go ahead and type into the chat. What are some things that you observe? It can be anything that you observe. What are some things that you observe? Norman. Great. I'm looking to see who's getting these PBIS points. Go ahead and type into the chat. What are some things that you observe? The air not coming out. Thank you, Amira. The stopper has a force. Okay, interesting. Air is pushed back onto the plunger. Interesting. Great. Go ahead, and now I want to ask some guiding questions, okay? When you push the plunger down, the air in the syringe, what happened to the air in the syringe when you push the plunger down before we added the stopper? What happens to the air in the syringe? Great. Before we add the stopper, did the air was it hard to push the syringe or just push the air out? Good. All right. Yep. So when you push the plunger down, the air in the syringe gets pushed out of the tube. Okay. It gets pushed out of the tube. This was before we added the stopper. All right. I'm going to go ahead and show you one more time. All right. I'm going to remove the stopper. I'm going to push the plunger back. I'm going to push it in. Great. Notice that there was nothing, it wasn't hard to push it out. The air was pushed right out of this tube. Okay, this is a tube. I'm going to push it out one more time. I'm going to push the plunger in. And boom, there's no air that's still left in this tube. It was easy to close. All right. Now I'm going to add the stopper. Okay. So now when you plug the tube, let's see what happens. I'm going to remove it. I'm going to remove it, fill it with some air. Right. Now I'm going to add the stopper. Great. Now, what do we notice when you plug the tube? What happens to the, yes, so the air gets trapped. All right. We're trapping the air inside of the tube because we have the plug or the stopper. All right. And the air is trapped inside of the tube. All right. Sincere, can you go ahead and unmute? Oh, Ariana Bryant, I have not heard from you. Sincere, do you mind if I call Ariana Bryant first? Thank you. Ariana, go ahead, mama. All right. It was a little hard to hear you, but thank you so much. You're still getting that point for volunteering. Okay, great. Let's go. Sincere, can you say what you just told me in the chat? Can you say it out loud?
What I said is without the stopper, the air can escape the tube, but somehow the stopper has the force to trap the air.
Yes, so it's trapping the air right in this little part right here, okay? So now when the tube is plunged, the plunger can push the trapped air into a smaller space, okay? So this space now is smaller, all right? So the air can also push the plunger clear out of its barrel, all right? So if I remove the stopper, okay, boom. There's no more air inside of the barrel. Let's go ahead and see. Boom. All right. There's no more air inside of the barrel. All right. So this is something that if you go on your notes, all right, please make sure that you plug in this inside of your notes. Okay. All right. So when you plug the tube, you trap the air. So we should see trap right here inside of the syringe. All right. When you push the plunger down, the air in the syringe gets pushed out of the tube. Okay. And then this last one, the tube is plugged. The plunger pushes the air into a smaller space. All right. So you should have smaller right here. Next, we have some think about it questions. Okay. For this think about it questions, you're going to have 5 minutes to answer questions number 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. This is where you're getting your classwork grade from. So please make sure you answer these questions, but don't turn it in just yet. I'm going to tell you exactly when you're going to turn it in. All right. You have 5 minutes. Go ahead and answer these 4 questions. Go ahead. Oh no.